It actually feels like I'm having deja vu. It's not the first time this year that we had a massive TV premiere for a big show, and then you have the follow-up episode, and then you're like, what the hell is going on here, man? What is this? What am I watching? And that's where the Rings of Power finds itself with season 2. It's crazy, guys. Crazy that the Acolyte and the Rings of Power would have a similar structure in terms of what they are trying to achieve, you know? It's like nobody listens to fans anymore. I don't know what's happening, guys. I mean, and it's crazy. Hear me out. If you have a fan base, a loyal fan base that love the source material, why not just give the fans what they want? At the end of the day, you are trying to push an agenda where you completely have a disregard for the fan base. And there's no way that's going to work. And I don't know, this recent bombing of things must be an eye-opener. It must be an eye-opener. You can't keep serving up things that nobody wants. I mean, if you produce, mass produce something, which you, in fact, as a studio, spend a lot of money on creating, but you completely push the fan base, one side, and you're like, we're going to do this for us. It's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. And I try to give the show a watch, after the first 3 episodes. I gave the show, a little bit of grace, and I was like, you know what, I'll stick with the show. Let me see where it goes. Which direction are we going here with the Rings of Power season 2? Like I said before, I wasn't a massive fan of season 1, and season 2 is just going deeper down a rabbit hole. It's serving up a lot of the same problems that we had in season 1, which is a head scratcher, because normally season 1 is the pilot and you learn from your mistakes and you come back stronger with season 2. That's not the case here, guys. This is just more of the same. It's tedious, it's slow, it's boring. Pacing is the biggest issue that I have with the show. You have an hour in which nothing significant happens, and then you have this whole list of characters that nobody cares about because you are not investing time into character building, world building, making people actually care about the characters. Peter Jackson did that so well. He took his time with those characters. By the time we met Frodo and Samwise Gamgee, everybody was invested. You're like, wow, great characters. Bilbo, great character. Gandalf, great character. Who's the great character here? It's basically just Sauron. And everybody else, they spend so much time on tedious conversations and back and forth, and nothing significant happens, and I thought I was going to do a weekly on the show, but after episode 4, I'll just talk about this after I've watched the entire thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. I actually tried to find some substance in the show, but at some point you look at something and you're like, no way. There's no way I can defend this. This is just savage, man. This is crazy. And that's what this is. And I can already tell you what's going to happen. This is my prediction for the rest of season 2. We are building up to this massive battle at a very slow, snail-like pace. Very slow. And then we're going to get to episode 7. All-out warfare. Big battle, big budget, explosions, horse riding, swords, shields, orcs, elves. Crazy. We're going to get there. Episode 8, slow burner. Going to end on a cliffhanger. Sauron finally, sits on the throne at Mordor. And that's it. That's what they're going for. That's the story structure. And I would bet $1 million on that is the way things are going to go, which is, it's crazy, man. I still believe that this 8 episode run, that's not how you do television. I come from an age where, look at Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had 18 episodes, 13 episodes, sometimes 24 episodes, and people would wait for a season to come out. Sometimes it would take 2 years for the follow-up to come from a TV show, even 3 years. You'd be like, what the hell happened to this TV show? It's not coming back on TV. But by the time you get the show, writers spent so much time focusing on how they're going to carve out the story. You have a team of people working on the story. Nowadays, you have one person writing this that's not even a fan of the original IP. This is not written by somebody that likes Lord of the Rings. I'm convinced, I said that before. I'm convinced that, whoever wrote The Acolyte hates Star Wars. And I'm starting to feel the same way about this. It's crazy, and I feel like J.J. Abrams is responsible for this. If you look at what he did with Star Wars, it's just polishing something for a new generation with using a lot of nostalgia, throw a lot of nostalgia in, and people were like, oh, I remember that. I remember that was in the Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm happy. Nope. It's not going to work, because at some point people are going to call it out and going to be like, here we go again. At some point you get tired of this. It's a loop. It's something that keeps repeating itself, which is crazy. And this is the last episode I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about this show again when I get to the finale. And I don't want to get to that episode, and be like, I told you so. But it's starting to look that way, I don't know, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy, the landscape in which television finds itself. And then you have George Martin, criticizing House of the Dragon Season 2 for the amount of changes they made. So, it's crazy to think that we live in a time where there's so much disregard for the source material. And, you as a diehard fan, you must just digest everything that gets thrown at you, which is crazy, guys. And I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I already know, I can't even imagine how many people are watching this, because if you look at the landscape, not a lot of people are. A lot of people are like, you know what, instead of wasting 4 hours watching this, I could finish the Fellowship of the Ring, the extended edition. That's time well spent. And that's what it is, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the Rings of Power, if you are even watching it. And that's it for me, guys. I will definitely catch you guys on the next video.